Hey guys, this is Grace, and welcome to the fifth layout and the last layout for my mini series focusing on mixed media. So I'm going to show you the things that I will be using. This is going to be a double page layout, and I'm going to be focusing on using some watercolor for this. I am using a watercolor paper, and it's from Canson. And it's a fall theme. I know it's January and it's not really matching, but I just thought that I would get some layouts documented that's kind of event based. So first, my idea is to stamp and heat emboss these words, and then do a little bit of resist and with watercolor. And I had this vision in mind, but to be honest with you, out of all the mixed media that I did, I would say this one was my mixed media fail, because the vision that I had didn't really turn out good. But it's okay. I think that's one of my favorite things about scrapbooking is that you could always have a do-over. I never redo my layouts because I always feel that if I make a mistake for one layout, that the bigger picture in the bigger picture, that it really doesn't matter what kind of technique I use or what paper, or if I make a mess with some kind of process. What matters for my family is that I was able to document it. So what I mean by redo is that if I make a mistake for a specific technique, I can just create another layout trying to redo that technique. And so that's kind of my mind frame for scrapbooking. So with this, it didn't work out really well, but I will move on, try to salvage what I can, and then just finish the layout. And that's what I've done here. So I had run my embossing pouch onto the watercolor paper just to make sure that I will take out the static from the paper, and then now I have finished watercoloring it. As you can see, because the letters from the stamp was very thin, that the embossing didn't really stand out against the watercolor strokes, I should say. And then also one thing that I have learned with the watercolor is that even if you put a lot, when it dries, it still dries a little bit lighter than your intention and than what you intended the color to be. So just to give you a heads up that might happen when you are watercoloring. But like I said, I'm just gonna move forward and just gonna stick with whatever watercolor piece that I've created. And that's the only really mixed media that I'm going to be doing with this layout anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. I trimmed the paper just so that you don't see more of the white space of the existing watercolor paper, and then I've cut them into strips, and then that's going to be part of my background piece. Now I've gutted out the purple paper, and then I'm going to put my white background on there. And you're gonna see me make a mistake here, because I think when I was doing this page, I was watching something, and there you go. You can see that I actually run the adhesive on the white part, and then I realized, wait a minute, if I turn that over, that's not the side that I want. So I come and get another white piece of paper, trim it down to about a 1/4 inch on the top and the bottom, and then 1/8 of an inch, I think, on the right side, and then that's going to be my white background piece. And then I'm just going to be adhering things here. I have 5 4x6 photos, and all of them were horizontal in format, and so it lended pretty easily to a kind of center based design. I am cutting some of the pattern paper as 4x6 so that I can put them on the side of my layout where I don't have any photos. So these photos are of my family and I making our jack-o'-lanterns. I want to say this was 2016. I don't have the layout right in front of me, but I think it is. And so the pictures are not that great just because it's at nighttime and there's a lot of orange tint to our kitchen lighting, but it's all good. I have documented the memory, and that's enough for me. So I'm just trimming off the edges of that because I don't make my layouts, go from edge to edge. I have to trim a little bit of the pieces uh, because it's going to be overhanging. So the words that I used for my bottom piece were, I believe it's remember, and then thankful. I can't remember the middle part. And then I added a leaf and also a pumpkin. And then we also, for the pictures, we also placed some candles in the jack-o'-lantern and then turned off the light and then took a picture of that, so you can just see the silhouette of the jack-o'-lanterns. And then I added a full, I think that's 4 by just a little bit shorter than 12-inch for that kind of mustard yellow leaf paper, and that's going to house my title, which I placed on a vellum just to make it stand out. And then I had pre-printed my journaling on an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and it actually went across, so the span of it is about 8.5. And then I have cut out these images from some paper. I believe it's a Cartabella autumn collection. And then I'm just basically, at this point, I am just decorating, because I've done my title and then my journaling and then my mixed media as well. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this series in this particular video. I have enjoyed making all this and kind of looking at my mixed media in a new and fresh perspective. And if you have any questions, make sure that you leave it in the comment section below. And also, if you have any ideas for a mini series, I would love to hear it, because sometimes I think of something, but then I'm like, well, maybe nobody will be interested in that. So I'm just kind of curious as to what kind of mini series you guys would be interested in. I am open to either focusing on product line, or not product line, but like a product type, and or a technique or something. I've done journaling, scraps, and then this one mixed media. I did a short mini series as well for punches. I think that was in July of last year. So yeah, if you have any ideas, let me know, because I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So going back to the layout, I'm just doing some more decorations. I have this fall themed sticker sheet from SEI, which I used to pull my part of my title, and also photo corners and just a few more stickers. And then this sticker sheet that I'm pulling from, that's from the Cartabella line as well, where I grabbed the pumpkin and the 3x4 paper. And basically I'm just filling up some items, kind of empty spaces, and then I'm going to call it good. There are some close-ups at the end of this, and I will catch you guys another day. Bye!